You ever buy something thinking it would be your game changer and then halfway into using it realize you've been duped? Now imagine doing that with a rifle caliber. One bad decision and suddenly you're staring down a wounded deer, struggling with poor accuracy, expensive ammo, or recoil that leaves your shoulder feeling like you went 12 rounds with a heavyweight. Today we're diving deep into 5 hunting calibers that are a total waste of money. Calibers that are either outdated, overrated, impractical, or just flat out terrible for the job they're sold to do. We're not talking about obscure wildcats or boutique niche rounds. These are real, mainstream cartridges that hunters still spend money on, and too often they learn the hard way. What makes a hunting caliber a waste of money? It could be terrible availability, overkill ballistics with brutal recoil, poor accuracy, expensive ammo, or worse, a false sense of capability. You'll hear phrases like legendary or classic thrown around, but what they don't say is that it's a nightmare to shoot, zero, or even find ammunition for. And the worst part, these rounds are often recommended by the same old school opinions or online echo chambers that haven't adapted to what modern hunters really need. So buckle up, because one of these calibers might be in your gun safe right now. And by the end of this video, you'll be asking yourself one question: why did I ever spend money on that? 3030 Winchester, the icon that's outlived its prime. We get it, it's nostalgic, it's classic, it's American, but here's the cold truth. The .3030 Winchester is no longer a smart buy for most hunters in 2025. Sure, it's taken more deer than almost any other caliber in North America, but that was then. Today, with the rise of more efficient cartridges and longer-range hunting setups, the .3030's limitations are glaring. With its rainbow-like trajectory and energy that falls off fast past 150 yards, it's restricted to short-range hunting. It was designed for lever guns and brush country, but if you're hunting in open fields or at variable distances, you're handicapping yourself. Ammo, it's gotten expensive, harder to find, and good luck getting premium ballistic tipped bullets that match modern performance standards. For the same money, you could be shooting a .308 6.5 Creedmoor or even a .243 and getting way more flexibility. Unless you're a die-hard lever-action fan or doing deep woods hunting under 100 yards, the .3030 is a sentimental trap. It still works, but it's not worth the price of staying stuck in the past. #2.3000 Winchester Magnum Recoil, minimal return. You want to feel cool. You want to say, I shoot a .3000 Win Mag. But after a few shots from the bench, you'll be saying something else, like ouch. This cartridge is undeniably powerful, but for 90% of North American game, it's overkill, and not in a good way. Recoil is intense, ammo is expensive, barrel life is shorter than you think, and that extra power? It doesn't make up for poor shot placement or bad habits induced by flinching. Many hunters think they need a .3000 Win Mag to hunt elk or moose. Reality? A well-placed shot from a .308 6.5 PRC or .270 will do just fine with far less punishment and cost. Unless you're consistently hunting large game at 500+ yards or in extreme terrain, you're just burning powder for no good reason. .35 Remington. Old, obscure, and outgunned. The .35 Remington was once hailed as a brush gun king, a step up from .3030 with heavier bullets and more knockdown at close range. But that was in the 1950s. Fast forward to now, and this round is a logistical nightmare. Ammo is rare, often expensive, and loaded with old-school bullet designs. Want polymer tips or high BC projectiles? Good luck. Rifles chambered in .35 Remington are mostly aging lever guns, which limits you to flat-nosed bullets that bleed energy fast. It's not flat shooting, it's not long-range capable, and unless you reload, you'll have a hard time feeding it. If you love nostalgia, go for it, but in practical hunting terms, there are half a dozen cartridges that do what .35 Remington was designed for and do it better. #4.17 HMR, fun at the range, terrible in the field. Let's be clear, the .17 HMR is a blast to shoot. Fast, flat, accurate, and deadly on small varmints. But some people stretch it way beyond its intended role, and that's where the problems start. Try using .17 HMR on a fox, a coyote, or even something as light as a raccoon at moderate ranges, and you'll discover its limitations. The tiny 17-grain bullet loses steam fast. It's extremely wind-sensitive. and it doesn't always penetrate enough for an ethical, clean kill. Ammo isn't as cheap as it used to be either, and while it beats .22 LR in trajectory, it doesn't hold up when the target gets tough. In short, great for paper and prairie dogs, a total waste for serious hunting. #5.220 Swift, speed demon with no staying power. Once hailed as the fastest commercial cartridge ever made, the .220 Swift was a rock star in the varmint world. But in today's market, it's a diva that can't keep up. Yes, it's insanely fast, but that comes at a price. Barrel wear is extreme, ammo is scarce, factory options are limited, and when compared to modern .22 caliber rounds like .22 250 or .204 Ruger, the Swift offers marginal gains with massive downsides. If you reload and love nostalgia, maybe it still has a place. But if you're looking for consistency, barrel life, and factory support, the .220 Swift is a high-maintenance headache. Final thoughts: don't let a caliber ruin your hunt. In today's market, there's no excuse for choosing a bad hunting caliber. With modern bullet technology, better ballistics, and a wider range of factory ammo than ever before, the choices are endless. But not all choices are good. These 5 calibers, they either can't keep up, cost too much, hit too hard for their own good, or simply don't make sense anymore. And while some of them might bring back fond memories or appeal to tradition, the truth is simple: you can do better. Don't fall into the trap of following outdated advice or buying into caliber myths. Choose something that fits your needs, your shooting style, and the game you're after. Because when the moment comes and that trophy buck steps into your sights, the last thing you want running through your mind is, "I wish I brought a better caliber."